absolutely delighted to welcome you to this very important moment in Labour's general election campaign 2015 when we launch our manifesto. And you know, this manifesto is rooted in people's everyday experience. It understands that people are working hard but feeling that they're getting worse off. It understands that there is a new epidemic of job insecurity, especially for young people. It understands people are worried about public services, particularly the NHS. But it's rooted too in a deep belief that things can be better than this. And Ed Miliband is completely in touch with people's concerns, but refuses to accept that things are as they have to be, and is determined to put forward a vision for a better future. What a contrast this is with the Conservatives, who are completely out of touch with people's concerns, but also say this is as good as it gets, and stoops to a smearing, negative, contradictory campaign. So basically, we will be putting forward our manifesto, and what has been remarkable is that as leader of the opposition, Ed Miliband has shaped the political agenda and made the political weather. And with his determination, and with our absolute determination and backing of all of us here and all the Labour supporters all around the country, we are determined to make Ed Miliband the next Prime Minister of this country. And I'm now going to introduce a short film.
Have you ever seen a more incompetent, hopeless, out of touch, U-turning, pledge-breaking, make it up as you go along, back of the envelope, miserable shower than this Prime Minister and this government? Friends, it falls to us. It falls to us, the Labour Party, as it has fallen to previous generations of Labour Party pioneers. Never to shrug our shoulders at injustice, to come together, to join together, to work
Minister, Ed Miliband.
Thank you very much, friends. Thank you very much, friends. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Friends, thank you so much for that incredibly kind welcome. And can I say it is great to be here with you today. Today I present our plan for the working people of our country. On behalf of all of you in our party who have contributed to it, and on behalf of all of you in our country who have inspired it. And my case is simple. Britain can be better. Britain can be better for you, your family, and our country. And as I propose this change, I'm guided by one simple truth. It's only when working people succeed that Britain succeeds. Because you see, I believe that the wealth, the success, the future of our country does not simply come from a few at the top. It comes from every working person in our country. And I'm not going to pretend to you today that building this country will be instant or easy. It has demanded change from us. It will require change in the way the country is run. And seeing it through demands new and different leadership. But today I want to tell you how we can make it happen. Today I want to tell you why Britain needs a Labour government. Now, the very start of our manifesto is different to those that have gone before. It doesn't do what most manifestos do. It doesn't offer a list of promises, a shopping list of proposals. Instead, it seeks to answer the questions you're asking. I know many people want a fairer Britain, but they ask whether it's possible. You want to see your children have a better tomorrow, but ask how we can pay for it today. You want Labour values and a new start, but you ask whether we can be responsible with our nation's finances. This plan shows there is no trade-off between being disciplined and making a difference. The plan we lay before you is no less ambitious because we live in a time of scarcity. It is more ambitious because it starts from a clear commitment to balance the books and because it does not stop there. This is a plan to change our country. And it is a plan which shows Labour is not only the party of change, but the party of responsibility too. So page 1, line 1 sets out Labour's budget responsibility commitment. A clear vow to protect our nation's finances. A triple lock of responsibility. First, we're the only party at this election which can show how every policy in our manifesto will be paid for. No commitments requiring additional borrowing, not a single one. This is the first lock. Second, our manifesto writes the first line of Labour's first budget. This budget cuts the deficit every year. And that budget will only be presented when that has been verified by the Office of Budget Responsibility. That is the second lock. Third, the next Labour government will meet our fiscal rules, with the national debt falling and a surplus on the current budget. A triple lock. My vow to you, the British people, everything in this manifesto is funded. The deficit will be cut every year. The books will be balanced and the national debt will be falling. Today, I tell you how we can deliver, and I offer our manifesto as proof. A better plan for a better future for our country. Now, this commitment to fiscal responsibility is the foundation. And what a contrast with the Conservatives. In recent days, you've seen them throwing spending promises around with absolutely no idea where the money is coming from. Promises which are unfunded, unfair, and unbelievable. That approach is bad for the nation's books. And you know, nothing is more dangerous to our NHS than pretending you'll be able to protect it without being able to say where the money is coming from. You can't fund the NHS with an IOU, and the Conservative Party need to learn that lesson. Because this is the road that leads only to broken promises and working people paying the price, with higher taxes and public services undermined. The Tories are the party of sums that do not add up and commitments that will not be kept. We are a party that will keep our commitments, and every promise we make is paid for. That is the difference between the Labour Party and the Conservative Party. But you know, I don't pursue. We don't pursue this responsibility for its own sake. It's the essential, strong foundation on which we build. Because I tell you plainly today, we have to change the way this country is run and who it is run for. Because for too long, the British people have been told something that just isn't true. That what's good for the richest and most powerful is always good for the whole of our country. That as long as a few individuals and companies are okay, we can just wait for the wealth to trickle down to everybody else, with one rule for the few and another rule for the many. And what does it mean under this government? Insecurity for millions as the prescription for economic success. Everyday people having to pay the price of hard times. Young people fated to have a worse life than their parents, and public services cut back to the core. We've had 5 years of these ideas. We've had 5 years of this experiment, and it has failed. So today we tear up the old assumptions. Britain succeeds not when we only reward those with the six-figure bonuses, but when we reward the hard work of every working person in our country. Britain succeeds not when our schools and hospitals are cut back to the bone, but when we invest so they can strive to be the best in the world. Britain succeeds not with communities that are fraying at the edges, but when we have communities where people share a common life. Britain succeeds not when those who have the access and the wealth have all the power, but when everyone's voice is heard. And Britain succeeds not when we turn in on ourselves, but when we are strong and confident and look outward to the world. That is the kind of country we are. That's how Britain can be better than this. And it all begins with our economy. You see, we believe the success of our nation will be built on the success of working people. So with our plan, everyone who puts in will get to share fairly in our prosperity as a country. See, the Tories would have you believe that low pay is necessary for Britain to succeed. Friends, that is wrong. Low pay and insecurity stop us succeeding. They hold back working people and hold back our country. So we will set new ambitions for the minimum wage. A minimum wage by 2019 reaching its highest ever proportion of average earnings, rising to more than £8 an hour. So hard work pays again in our country. And we write the next chapter in the fight to end low pay. And as we tackle low pay, so too insecurity. This government has overseen an epidemic of insecurity with 0 hours contracts. I tell you, a text message at 6 a.m. telling you if you have work that day is no basis for building a modern economy. And our plan will have a simple principle at its heart. We will legislate so everyone who works regular hours will get a regular contract, not a 0 hours contract. And that is just the beginning of our plan for family finances. For the 4.5 million people on tax credits, we pledge today to protect them, not cut them, as the Tories have said they would. For working parents, we will not just have 25 hours free nursery care for 3- and 4-year-olds, but we will go further. The next Labour government will introduce a new national childcare service to work with primary schools, to help guarantee that wraparound childcare that should be there for every working parent that wants it. And we will seek to bear down on all the costs working people face, showing how we can freeze rail fares in the first year of a Labour government and do it in a properly funded way. And I make this promise to working families today as well. We will not raise national insurance or VAT, or the basic or higher rates of income tax. So my pledge for your family finances: an £8 minimum wage, exploitative 0 hours contracts banned, tax credits protected, childcare extended, no rise in VAT, national insurance, or the basic and higher rate of income tax, because this party